So again, to recap, you've got those three questions. Sorry, I just started the recording, so I wanted
That's
to make
fine.
sure I got this in here. You rolled a 10. You're speaking with this woman. You've asked her about this. You've chosen useful gear. You've chosen not attract attention and employers identifiable. She will say, here is what you need to know. I can make good on this. I can get these people off your back, and I can put you in a position where you won't have to worry about that for a very long time, where you will be extremely well paid and extremely well placed. I'm getting a little bit of echo from you, Scott.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Um, Now, I could demonstrate this in a number of ways. I could, for example, reach in and take your heart out and hold it in front of you if you want, and just for a few moments so that you can see that. She looks at you, Xavier.
I'm 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 just looking at her going. Is this? Let's see. I guess there's no anti-fast talk. I'm trying to verify if. I guess does she believe this or I mean there's
Why
been
don't you?
no
Why don't
magic.
you?
Yeah.
Why don't you make a
Assess.
assess? I think here.
14.
Yeah. She definitely looks like she's serious, and she does kind of in a flash reach out and grabs you in the chest and kind of pulls her hand out, and you will see this heart beating, and you will feel your breath kind of stop. And she kind of puts her finger up for a 3 count as you start to fall, and then she will shove that back into your chest.
So I already have religion. So I don't know how I'm supposed to react to that.
She goes,
Um,
you believe in your God, right?
uh, Even more so.
Yeah. Old Testament. There are other gods in the Old Testament, correct?
Yeah. Okay. I'm focusing on that. What that was. Like you said, I've seen lots of things. Not that one particularly, but
Absolutely. It could have been a VR simulation that was beaming straight
yeah.
into your brain cortex. There are all
Yeah.
kinds of reasons for that,
Well,
why that happened.
let's.
Do you represent Valhalla Incorporated?
I own Valhalla Incorporated.
Okay. Well, I'll come back to you about what I think about that, and I think we can start with this.
Perhaps you'd like me to tell you what you need to do.
Yes,
Yes,
tell
that
us,
would be
John.
great.
So, as you may be aware, New York is split into the 6 arcologies after the flooding that, of course, made New York more like Venice than anything else. The various corporate interests swooped in and broke it up. So we have, of course, all the boroughs and, of course, East and West Queens. Each one of those has a arcology, a major corporate facility, living space, uh, um, uh, food court. I mean, it's a small city unto itself. There is an object that is currently stored at the Savage Pharma Arcology, Lazarus Station. It has taken me some time, but through my efforts, I have made it such that the object is being moved from their higher security vault to a lab for examination. That puts it out in the open and means that it can be taken. This is not an easy task. The arcology is a hive, and it is Savage Pharma who has distinctive security and have at their disposal agents known as the League of Assassins. The vulnerability is, of course, that it is an arcology with all kinds of people coming and going and living there. There will undoubtedly be gaps that people like you can find and exploit. The object I'm looking for is called the XBM 1917.
What does it look like?
It's a cube.
Hold on, XVM.
XBM 1917. It's a cube.
Size.
If it's as I have heard, then it shouldn't be more than, say, 5 or 6 inches on a side.
Okay. What is it? What else do we need to know about it? Does it radiate things? Is it poisonous? Is it hackable? What is it?
It is a device that has technology that you do not wish to hack. I would recommend against it. It itself has defensive mechanisms. If someone tries to destroy it or rework it, it's part of the reason that we have a short timetable. Is that at some point someone's going to go and start mucking around with that, and then things could go badly, and it might go back into the vault. It doesn't radiate, as far as I know, but beyond that, I've never actually seen the device.
Okay.
And when are they planning on transferring it? How long do we have?
It has already been moved out to the lab. I would say, given what I know about the way the wheels of bureaucracy move, you have as long as the legwork collect goes to do this.
Ah.
Okay.
So you accept my offer?
I do.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's... Yeah, sure.
If you will truly get us out of this mess that we're in, I don't think we have a whole lot of choice.
Well, you do. There's always options, but in this case, I think that your better option is with me. All right, then. I've given you... Yes. Was there something else, Master Xavier?
I'm just wondering if you can help us with some resources, and it's something I think could be relatively easy.
She goes, my activities so far have been pushing the boundaries of what I can do without being detected.
Okay.
So,
I was thinking of just being, Daddy Bye Bye.
Oh yes, I know. That's part of why I hired you.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking of it does help him to communicate with his fledglings or minions to be online, and he's not online right now. He's not being broadcast.
He's online. He's just not online on the high value station that he wishes to be on. I'm sure he's cried you a river about that, but no, he's online.
Okay, great. Okay, that'll work.
All right. She says, I can get you an extraction point for you outside of the arcology. So you decide where that's going to be, and I will have people in place to pick you up when you get outside.
Okay.
Other than the Savage Farmer Pharma Security and the League of Assassins, are there any other security that we should be aware of?
I'm sure there are.
Okay.
So that's what we get paid for. Okay.
And she goes, I hope that you will succeed.
We hope so too. Okay, we will contact our group. Trace, do you believe you want to do live meet, or what do you want to do?
I want to see how Loki leaves first.
Oh, okay.
She walks out your door.
Oh, I seem disappointed.
Okay.
Okay.
So you want me to contact the team?
Yeah, I mean, we can meet together. We can, you tell me if you want to meet live, or we can do it through comms or whatever you want. It doesn't make much difference. We'll meet together. We'll all meet together. We got the Rumble van, but that's going to be kind of obvious, so we don't do that. We'll meet somewhere.
I think live will be fine. Fine. I think there's safety in numbers at this current point.
Okay, so we'll meet up. We'll get somewhere. We have to go to where are we? Are we in Atlanta, or where are we now?
You're in the Atlanta Jacksonville Metroplex. That's where
Okay.
you've been operating out of. So you're probably in the north. So
Okay.
up towards the Atlanta way.
Okay, so we got to get together to get back to New York, anyways. So on our trip back to New York, do you want us to get into that, or do you want us to just to go?
We can flash through that. I'd like to get to the point at which you break the news to the rest of the group and how you do that.
Okay, let's say it's on the trip back up.
Does that seem
So-
good with you guys? Or is there anything
Yes.
you want to hit before we do that?
I'm good with that.
Okay, then let's do that.
Okay, so we're all together, and we'll explain what's going on, and I'll say got a job. Looks like it's going to pay pretty well, and it's also going to help us relieve some pressure from Savage Pharma and International Mobiliare. It's a new player called Valhalla Corp. Person goes by Loki. Read through that whatever you want. But
Loki, I say.
they want us to steal this thing from the Savage Pharma Arcology in New York. And we gotta do it quickly because it's going to be it's a secure item that's in high security, and it's out in the open right now in a lab, and so we gotta go in and get it. So that's basically what we're doing. What do you need to know?
Are you caught up on your insurance?
How much discretion are we looking at here? Because we're not so good at discretion.
Well, she didn't care about us.
Bye-bye is not so good at discretion.
That was not a point of we obviously don't want to reveal the employer, but that was not a point. They want the object. So if we're loud and nasty and noisy about it, then as long as we get it.
Carl, aren't you you're an infiltrator type
Yes.
kind of dude, right? So
Yes. Yes.
Certainly our opponents will be trying to kill us. So
Yeah, I mean, I plan to go in. We'll be some kind of team going in or something, going in, doing something, trying to get to this lab.
but if we can get out without firing a shot, that'd be great. I just don't think it's probably going to happen.
No. Okay, so you guys are good. Let's get up to New York. Let's start figuring it out.
And just to describe, let me kind of give you a sense of the scale here. Do you remember in Blade Runner when he goes to the corporate headquarters, and it's that giant pyramid? It's just that huge building.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, picture that. That's what an arcology is. It's a big building where staff and researchers and all that, they all live there. An arcology is both a living space and a workspace, and it's sort of a corporate HQ. Okay, so it's a multi-purpose, enormous building.
It's really a beautiful thing to aspire to.
So when you hit the ground, when you touch down in New York, and I'm going to assume that you have contacts around in there, and you have to move. When you get into New York, you got to move around on boats because, of course, the streets are flooded out. They've got built walkways and monotunnels and things like that. But generally, the people who want to stay kind of on the quiet are down in the boats going on gondolas and things like that around from place to place. So when you hit the ground, Xavier, what are you doing?
I am going to go out and we're going to look at the site and try and figure out the best way in and just and do all that. And I can take somebody with me, probably someone who's got good links with me.
I'll go with you.
Okay. I'm thinking away, Trace and Rake, I'm thinking something that we should think about is that we know about the N-word, which happens to be a different N-word. And what I'm
Can we call it something else, please? They're not going to let me monetize my videos if you say that.
Fine, H2O. But what I'm thinking is that if we can do some kind of, if you have some kind of botnet network or something like that, that right before we go or at some point, we start calling up a bunch of phones, especially everything in the area, and saying that word and having everything shut down. Maybe possibly even doing it to an entire other areas so it doesn't, we don't concentrate, people don't know what it is, but basically take whatever they're doing and cause extreme havoc with it.
Interesting. It's a neat idea.
So, I mean, if you guys think that's a good idea, work on that, figure it out.
I think that's a very good idea. It actually aligns with something I had in mind.
What's your idea? What the hell?
These dovetail, but it was of course starts with a question.
Mm-hmm.
Would I have copies of the video that I shot?
I'm going to say yeah.
Okay. Because I was thinking something very similar when I was thinking about this, that I presumed I have a copy of the Namor video that they broke into the Shout network to take.
Yeah, though your video doesn't show Namor.
Oh, okay, mine doesn't.
No.
I'll be right back.
So it's just they were trying to get anything related to that incident at all. Then is what it sounds like.
Yes. You could certainly dub something in.
I'm thinking about going Alex Jones here, where I have video they were trying to steal that roughly aligns with something that I know is true, and it wouldn't be hard to put a little flying silhouette in one.
Oh yeah.
And have like a what's the name of that? What was the name of that video? Like Loose Change or whatever. That dumb like Twin Towers video, like something like that.
Absolutely, easy enough to do.
What they don't want you to know, and that's kind of been his whole ethos anyway, all along with all this umpty violence stuff, is that you have to do things that your corporate masters don't want you to do. Now, of course, that's just what he's feeding the plebes. He actually thinks the corporate monsters are the bee's knees and wants to be one. But
Hey.
Okay.
So, Matt, what was your idea?
So my idea was that I have video that they were trying to steal. That our adversary was trying to capture of the event where Namor was cited. Now, we'll confirm that I do not have Namor on that video, but I have kind of Namor of the video of the event
surrounding
around the Namor incident. And so I was thinking about editing the video and making like a YouTube conspiracy type video
about work in this day and age.
This thing, and that's kind of part, and it goes right along with you saying, like kind of like a meme war strategy, where we are culture jamming them.
That's cool. It's a good idea. So we were on with. Let's come back to that, Matt. We were on with Carl, with Xavier. You were going to kind of go and do your assess on the location.
Okay.
So you said you were taking somebody with you.
Yeah, I'll take.
Take the most distinctive person with you.
Yes, I know that's so great. Well,
If you don't want me to come along, I don't have to come along.
well, whoever can help me the most would be the best thing in there, unless they're doing something else. So, you guys
So
tell me.
everything preclude us from doing anything else?
No, doesn't preclude you from doing anything else.
I have 2 links with you, Xavier. So
Okay, great.
I'm
That's
assuming
that's what I was asking.
that would be me.
Okay.
Just to break character to answer your question.
Perfect.
Okay, so I will take Mr. Ringo, and we will go. And what is on his brand new motorcycle?
Hmm. Unless you got some other way to get us there.
Have to pay the extra credits to be able to go on the actual elevated walkways and things like that around here.
We need steak creds right now.
Yeah, actually. Carl, how many creds are you staking?
I will do 2.
Matt, how many creds are you staking?
Oh, why do you always ask me this? I feel compelled, in character. I gotta let it ride, baby. Oh,
I will fast talk him. Look, dude. Damn. What the hell you doing? You're screwing this up.
You miss every shot that you don't take.
All right, so Carl, you want to try and
Damn right. I'm gonna make it. At least he gets the experience if he pisses me off.
okay, let's have you roll your fast talk then.
So who? There we go. 10.
So Matt, you can
Mark experience.
just take 2 and mark experience, or you can roll to get past that, act under pressure, and stake 3.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys, but I've got to do what the character would do. I'm going to act under pressure.
Roll cool. All right. So you have staked 3.
Real recognize real player.
Scott, how much do you wish to stake?
Well, if Chip went all in like that, I sort of feel like I should at least make Carl fast talk me so I can get a free experience point. But I only stake 2.
Oh, come on, Scott.
It's the last session. What do we care?
You're talking from like you're in the corner of a room, Carl.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. All right.
You don't put me in the corner.
Ben, how much do you want to stake?
Last
Their
session,
lives are
I
on the
was
line.
taking 3.
Okay. Fabian, how much do you wish to stake?
2 things. Well, I wanted to ask a question. One, are we marking experience for
Taking the job, yes.
taking the job?
I was going to do
Okay.
that after I said that, yeah.
Second of all, Ringo is riding fairly poor. I only have I only have 2 credits. That doesn't make sense. Didn't we
Yeah.
just do a job?
Yeah, but you
bought a
spend
motorcycle
it on
before.
stuff. You buy your motorcycle.
Right. Got it. Yep. Okay. I'm staking everything I got, which is 2.
2 credits, all right. So your own poverty keeps you from
All
going
in.
nuts.
I really wanted to go all in.
Okay.
You did just go on.
Yeah, he went it all
Okay.
in, but
Don't let your
Okay,
dreams
moving on.
be memes, Fabian.
What?
Don't worry about it.
okay. So you guys will head to case the area. So Fabian, you're gonna try and assist Xavier in checking the place out. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and make an edge roll?
Okay. Don't roll links. Roll edge.
Oh, sorry, links. I'm sorry. He's rolling edge. I apologize.
Okay. No worries. I was at links, but I scrolled up to get edge. All right, links right here, rolling.
Okay. So that's +1
There you go.
forward, and if he screws it up, you are implicated with him.
Woohoo, look at that.
course.
Didn't even need him.
Whoa, goddamn boxcars from you guys tonight.
Yeah, so as soon as
That just means when it really counts.
Gonna get crit misses.
Yeah. Boy, you have to advance that those things. So, by the way, as Fabian pointed out, if you haven't already, you took the job, so everybody should mark experience.
Okay, so what potential complication do I need to be wary of?
So, you're actually coming at a weird time right now. There's actually a lot of cross traffic going on because it is coming up on the finals of the corporate cup, and so right now they've got the big match, the big football match, and by football I mean soccer. Match coming up between Savage Pharma and International Mobiliare on site at the Arcology. So essentially, they have a sports arena there, and they have people coming in, and they have so we've got International Mobiliare people and Savage Pharma people there on site, and with both more openings and more complications and more security in some places.
So, Scott, you need to tell me the team name for Savage Pharma, and Matt, I want to know the team name for International Mobiliare.
Good call. Scott?
Let's
Well,
see.
go ahead. Just think about it. We'll move on. You can
Okay.
you can think about it.
Oh, no, it's easy. International Mobiliari would be the Demon Deacons.
See, I was thinking about the Holy Burning Cross.
No. Demon Deacons is good. All right. So
I'm thinking.
does that seem like a good answer for that complications thing, Carl?
Yeah. So that's okay. So
That's a potential complication you need to be aware of.
right. No, that's good. What do I notice despite an effort to conceal it?
Effort respite. You've been looking at some of the stuff that Trace pulled up. You know, he was doing investigations into the old supers stuff, and you're like, you know, some of the architecture around here. You know, are we over the old superhero base that we saw in those notes? Yeah, this might be. I mean, you're in Manhattan. You know,
Which superhero base? Just for my.
the first wave base. Of course, it's down, you know, underwater and all of that. But yeah, who knows what that means?
Well, I'm thinking I know what my gear is going to be.
And your third question?
Let's see. Where can I gain the most advantage?
Where can you gain the most advantage? There are a lot of people assigned here to sort of hospitality for incoming guests and things like that. And those are the kinds of people that essentially, like at a casino, are trained to take care of like whales and big fishes and things like that. So there's an opportunity because they've got people that want to help you on site because of this event. Does that sound reasonable?
Sounds very reasonable.
Okay. And just to give you guys some of the fiction of this, Xavier and Ringo, I mean, the montages of you guys sliding in, going through the various public spaces, you've got you're getting the shots of different areas, you're running the biometrics, all of that, and you guys are in and out several times like phantoms. And, you do that sort of broken approach so that none of the threat assessment programs read you as anything other than normal people, and you're able to pull out a lot of info from that. Sound good?
Yes.
Okay. Then let's go with Rake. What are you doing? You might be muted.
I think he might be a dog.
I'm sorry, I don't know what my dog's doing.
Okay.
I
Ben?
can mute I'll mute.
Okay, I guess Ben isn't there, so Scott, let's go with
I'm
you.
here. Hello.
Hey,
Hey, Ben.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
and now.
Were you muted? Is that what was going on there?
Sorry. Yeah, so I'm doing my we're doing mission preparation, right? So I'm gonna
Yes.
do the salvage. I'm gonna do my salvage.
Okay, let's have you make that roll.
Can I help him with that? Do some basically online research or whatever to help him maybe track down some places he could find stuff.
Yeah, because he's off-site. If he were just doing it at his place, I would say no. But since he's off-site, yeah. Go ahead and roll your links with him.
So he rolls links first, right?
He rolls links first. He could roll it afterwards, but go ahead and do it.
Oh, yeah. It's so weird that you can roll stuff afterwards. It's kind of cool.
8. So yeah, he can help you. You get a +1 forward to your roll, Ben.
Okay.
So
Nope.
that's 6. So that's a 9. Am I right on
So
that?
close.
Yep.
So close. So I think you're just going to get 1 gear out of that, if I recall correctly.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So you find that. You've also still got a gear left over, that equipment that will be provided by Loki and Valhalla. So you've got that.
Does gear get? I had +3 gear on August 30th. I didn't use it all. So does it clear with each mission, or how does that
Yeah,
work?
absolutely clears with each mission.
Okay, so I got +1 right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lowell, just for record keeping, I got the gear written on my thing from Loki.
Yep.
But I can just take it off if somebody needs to use it.
That seems fair to me. I got no problem with that. All right, so Rake hits the streets to get some gear, all that kind of thing, gets some stuff together. Trace, what about you? What are you up to?
I'm going to do some research, see if I can get some floor plans for this place, find out where the lab is, where it is in relation to the stadium, and sort of see if I can figure out where this old first wave base is in relation to the pyramid. Is it entirely underneath? Does it seem to be any way that you can get to it from the pyramid itself? That sort of.
Why don't you go ahead and make a research roll?
I
Mind.
don't think anyone help with that. Let's see.
Not really.
Can we
given
help,
your
how
techniques.
can we help each other? Is it just any time we can do that, or is there a
If you
limited
can work it
number
into
of
the
times?
fiction.
And you have the links.
Yeah, I mean, Ben, you could roll links with him if you want to try and
Yeah,
help
I'll
him
roll
out
links with him because we're both kind of preparing stuff anyway. So
doing the tech thing. Okay, go ahead and roll links with Scott.
Boom. Wait, how do I? So my links is. Do I put in the? It just says input value when I roll.
You just you just click the little dice and hit submit.
It'll pop up with an input value thing sometimes. Hey,
Oh,
look at
look
that. So we got a 10. So yeah, you get an awesome +1, Scott.
Alrighty.
That's kind of cool.
Nice.
11, 12.
So you get an
13 if I actually
intel.
count my other thing.
You get an
All
intel.
right, nice.
Let's see.
What is your main question?
My main question
Yep.
would be
Let's start with that.
Basically what I guess my main question would be what are the floor plans of the
So look at the question, the
buildings.
list of questions, and phrase it for that for me.
Okay, hold on. I don't have the
Where would I find blank? How secure is blank?
He's gonna pull the sheet up so he can.
Oh, I'm
look at
sorry. I
it.
thought
Give me a second. Uh, and this would be on. You know what page it's on?
It's on page 29. Might be different in the PDF, but it should be close to that. What was?
Me.
That was my.
My car has two horns.
Scroll.
Be great if I knew. Oh, there we go. Act under pressure.
Oh, someone
No.
else has a mouse as shitty as mine.
It's like a big
Okay,
flywheel.
where would I find? Where would I find the labs?
So you can definitely get the location of the labs where they are. They're in the sort of the more business secure workspace. They are not in the most secure part. Essentially, the vaults and what you guess are the League of Assassins training centers are in the most secure part. It is definitely not attached to that, but it's still under security. What is your follow-up question?
What is the relationship between the pyramid and the old first wave base?
There is a strange set of construction things that you kind of run through and look, and it's very hard to find. But I mean, this is what you do. It looks to you like they must have part of that base down there. Like, they must be using it for something, but kind of off the books. There's definitely some, like at least one good, solid, secure passage down there from one of the sort of executive area, and that suggests to you that they must have that area like free of water. So they've clearly pumped the water out and they're using it. So there's a connection between that location down there and the executives. Does that sound
Okay.
good to you?
And I have a general idea where the executives area is.
Yes. And
Okay.
what and I think you get an extra question with research, don't you, with your programs? Or is it extra intel?
He takes intel with a 10.
Well, yeah, but he has a program that helps him too.
When I research a topic, I always can always ask a follow-up question. On a 10 plus, I take an additional intel.
Okay, so yeah, you get another intel then. Scott, you got 2 intel.
All right,
Sound good?
sounds good.
Ringo. Let's hear from you, sir. You might be muted.
Thank you. Am I muted now?
Nope, you're fine.
Nope.
Good. Okay. All right. So, as we were cruising around downtown with Xavier, trying not to draw too much attention to ourselves, actually, what I'd like to do. Let me change that.
Sure.
I would like to acquire some gear for this,
Okay.
like a point of gear. That's can I hit the streets for that? Is that how do I do that?
Sure. It'll cost you, of course.
You mock me.
I do mock you because you spent all your money.
Well, if he does, I think he's doing hit the street.
If he hits the street, he might be able to get the gear. If you get a 10 plus, then you can get it without any cost. So that's a sweet try. How about that?
I can help him.
Okay. Who's the contact you're hitting up here, Ringo?
Maldus Fane
Fane?
is
F?
Fane, Fain.
Okay. So Moldus Fane, and what is his role?
I vaguely remember him as someone I worked with in Wayland Yutani before my life became simpler.
Okay.
So it's one of these kind of like these shadow names that it's like something's popping into my head. I know a guy who can help us. But it's a little unclear. I think that when you declare a contract, you owe you say whether they owe you or you owe them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that I don't remember why, but I think I owe him
Okay.
for something.
And what kind of specialized skill does he have?
He was Xavier. Let's see. Ringo doesn't remember this, but he was a what do you call him? Quartermaster for an op that I ran that went south.
Okay.
So he was providing gear and everything, and the whole op went south, and it actually came back and caused him problems.
That sounds great. Carl, why don't you roll your links? You're helping him out. You make this deal with Fane.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be like talking to Ringo about this in the first place, and I'm going to be like trying to assess his success level of doing this. And this is exactly what I do. What's his success level?
What do you mean?
How good is he at hitting the street and talking to people and stuff like that?
Oh, I'm very good at it. People always remember me.
Yeah, he's got good style.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
It doesn't have a minus to it, at least. So why don't you go ahead and roll links, Carl?
Woohoo! Oh shit!
Thank you for that. Appreciate that help.
Well,
Telling me to take a shower. That's good info right there. I can use that.
What happens if you fail?
So if he fucks this up, you're suffering double, Carl.
yeah, I'm in trouble.
Oh, is that what happens? You
No,
interfere?
wait. Do I get a mark experience?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I'm rolling style.
Yeah.
10.
So, yeah,
So
you're fine.
Just so I know what happens if he were to mess up, then Carl would have messed him up even more. Is that right?
Well, so what it would be is the kind of move that I would hit Ringo with as a GM. Right now, it's more that Carl is making noise and kind of drawing some attention so that the legwork clock goes up a little because of his mistake. Let's say Ringo had fucked up there, had rolled a 4. Then probably at that point, it would have turned out that this was a setup. And both Ringo and Carl would have been caught in some kind of crossfire there.
Gotcha. Cool.
Cool. All right. So yeah, he's like, oh yeah, man, yeah. I'm giving you this just because I need you to stay alive, man. Because you still owe me.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're still wearing my goddamn hat.
No, man. This is my hat.
No, that's my hat, and you took it from me.
I step back, cross my arms like, well, if it's any consolation, I'll put it to you in my will. How about that? That way, even
Now
if
you're
it's
giving him
like-
an incentive to make sure you.
Says, I can work with that.
even if it does go south, you get something.
Sounds good to me. I like those kind of odds.
All right. Thank you, Fane.
Yeah,
Appreciate the help.
Watch your back, Ringo.
Always.
My goddamn hat. All right, so let's cut from that to Matt. Tell me about Daddy Bye-Byes.
Well, right now, like we discussed earlier, he's preparing our media strategy. And as such, he wants to kind of build this kind of mimetic video about the conspiracies, the superheroes, and what they found. And to begin this process, well, he's going to begin the process like Stephen King, with a hellacious amount of top quality Krell. But once that part's done, he is going to use assess on the video that he has of the event to see if he can find anything that he can spin and twist and distort in service of getting a conspiracy theory that's going to grab the public together.
Interesting. Do you have any particular moves of your own that fit with this?
Let's see.
I know both you and the reporter have some things for spreading out stuff.
What it is in service of is when I want to use Driven later, because I want to kind of get the video so that the mission furthers my personal vision.
Uh-huh.
And that'll let me take hold for the actual mission when that begins. So that's kind of how I'm thinking of this. I don't think I do, because the reporter skill I have is like an escape plan.
Okay. So do you think this is something we just sort of set up in the fiction, or do you want to go to an assess move on this?
I want these assessed because I'm an edgelord.
Okay. Then why don't you go ahead and roll edge?
All right, 8.
That's an 8, so you get one hold on that you can spend on a question.
All right.
Don't forget when you act on that question, you get +1 forward.
Yes. Where's my list of questions for assess? What do I notice despite an effort to conceal it?
That they're going to have to open up their media feeds in and out because of the sports ball game, because of the football. They have a whole bunch of other media feeds going in, because these teams are international, drawn from all over the globe. I mean, because the corporations pay the highest dollar for the highest paid soccer players around the world. So these are international events. So there are all kinds of media feeds and central junctions for that media feed if you can get a tech or a hacker in at them.
All right.
Does that sound good?
That is satisfactory.
All right. Carl, let me swing back around to you.
Okay.
I can't. Wow.
Really quiet,
Really
Carl.
quiet.
Oh, sorry. Let's have a group. Okay. What do you want our cover to be? We can either be, people going in, be one of these high rollers going in and getting a tour of the facilities, being maybe we're a group of scientists trying to get in this lab. And we got the tech people and to be able to try and get into a lab or nearby labs. Have we isolated the exact lab, or have we done that?
You've isolated the labs, but not the exact lab. You're going to need to get that info on site or hack in ahead of time.
Okay, so that's 2 versions. What anybody else got an idea? What
I like the idea of either high rollers or, if you want to go with the scientist things, they're there to go and see the sports ball game live, and then during the game, we take that video and hack it on the big screens to create a distraction, to try to lure some of the people. I don't know if we can do that from a control room that controls the screens or whatever. Try to lure them to there while we make our way to the labs.
Why would they be lured to those screens?
Because
That's
they
the
don't want
screens.
that.
They'll be to the like the
Oh, security. Security. I was
Yeah.
talking about people in general.
Again, you're far away from your mic, Carl.
Sorry, is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you not have a headset? Do you have like a microphone on
No,
a
I have a
stand?
headset, but apparently this is an inch away. This is touching my mouth, so you're getting all of my lovely salivations.
You might want to work on turning up your gain then.
When the security's distracted, we make our way to the labs, steal the device, and then go to the executive area and go down to the first wave base and make our way out from there.
Okay.
Holy
That's
shit,
the-
that sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Now, would that plan be improved if a bunch of heinous, subhuman, half-animal, part-party machines started interfering at the same time?
Are any of them soccer fans?
Oh, everyone's a soccer fan now, unless they watch Blood Bowl.
If you could have them in the audience and have them go berserk once the videos go up, that would probably help create a distraction.
Well, that can totally be done. We're going to have a secret Umpty Fest. I'll put the word out.
Okay.
So yeah, that's good. I think we can
Wait, can I
combine.
ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe I missed something. So there was this soccer game, and how is that related to XBM 1917?
It's just on site.
It's in the same building.
Oh,
well,
okay, gotcha. All
It's
right,
in
maybe I missed that.
Yeah.
But that this building, quote unquote, is that the super mega big arcology building?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think we could combine both of the ideas by we could be, we could have some famous scientists who are being wooed by Savage Pharma to come and work for them, and so they've got them as high rollers, and they really want to bring out the red carpet, and of course we'd want to get a tour of the lab facilities and see what's going on.
That's an interesting idea.
Okay, so I can pull that off, but the tech is definitely, would have to go to Rake and Trace as far as that goes. So do you guys want to be on, does anybody have a problem being on site? And who wants to be on site and who does not?
I
Go ahead.
I would suggest we all be on site if we're going to utilize Loki's extraction.
Oh, right, okay.
And I got to tell you, I really feel like I got my groove back. And I know I'm good enough and I deserve it. I was a Simcast celebrity for a hot minute. I'm not going to accept anything less than a luxury box, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I will definitely box you. No problem. It'll be a velvet glove, too.
Oh, I got my groove.
Trace, what do you think about this thing with the botnet and making it out to disrupt communications afterwards? Is that a good idea, bad idea? Because it'd be great
If we're distracted, I don't care.
Well, it'd be great if security couldn't talk to each other.
So what he's suggesting is, as you guys are making your escape, letting off that botnet of the Namor call.
Yeah. Do you have to prep for that, or what do you have to do?
He says to roll when he does it.
Okay. Okay. So we got a plan.
Sounds like it.
Do I have enough? I mean, I've got an intel from Lexington, which was not related to this, and then I've got a gear. So, is that enough to be some kind of?
You probably are going to need somebody that you know that can get you, that ident and get you on site.
Okay. Well, Savage Pharma is. I do have I already have a contact with Savage Pharma, who's the low-level payroll guy.
Yeah, Luteman.
Yep.
Okay.
So
you want to hit him up?
Yeah, I will hit him up. Why don't Ringo? You want to come with me, or does anybody else want something from here? So Ringo that'll work fine with Ringo.
Sounds
So-
good.
Okay.
All right.
Let's have
Do
you roll,
I-
Carl, and if Ringo needs to help, he can roll.
Let me ask you this: do I need to leave my hat behind?
Why would you have to leave your hat behind?
Right now you don't.
I thought we were infiltrating.
No. This is off-site.
This is him meeting up with a contact who works for.
Okay.
Thanks. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to do that. I am going to use. Okay, I guess I could use my whole. So it's a style.
Yeah, roll style.
Okay, got it.
Look at that. He's like, so, yeah.
So I assume that's a gear.
He says to you, if gear or intel. So you can get that, and this is what else he'll get you. He says, if you can arrange with your hacker to make sure that these scientists that are coming in, essentially they get stuck in whatever customs or traffic,
Right.
so that they don't show up, I can get you their idents.
There's a reason why I go to you.
Yeah. You do that, and I can do that for you. Okay.
Okay, so now. Okay, so I get what I want plus a gear.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is okay. So times 2. Okay. Get.
Yeah. You just get your guy to do that, and we will be set.
Okay, Trace.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Can you get this is the scientist that we're looking for, that we're going to be in thing. Can you tie him up at customs, or have his taxi
Essentially,
go off?
there are a
since,
couple
or-
of them to lock up.
Okay. Yeah, I will do that. Basically, maybe trip the watch list or something that will make them hold these guys for a while they check them out.
Sure. Why don't you roll mind for me?
Where is my?
Since I'm telling him what to do and everything like that, working with it, can I roll? Let's see. I don't have good links with him. So, does anybody want to help him or not?
So right now it's you and him. So we want to, if you want.
That's fine. I can. Well, I can do links afterwards.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see his roll first.
I'm looking. Where's the damn? Did I pop out of the sprawl?
No, you're still showing up there.
I'm confused. Oh. Internet Explorer! Why am I in Internet Explorer?
What?
What? That's crazy.
Should
So
be
what am I
Edge.
doing? Mind?
Yeah.
Okay, I will roll my links.
Okay.
The hell is it? Oh, got
Look
it.
at that. Look at that. So yeah, you get this manifest from Lootman. So what you're looking for is people who are being wooed by Savage Pharma, who are kind of getting invited in for this event.
Yes.
He isolates them, gets you their itineraries and stuff, and essentially Trace is able to keep them from being on site, or essentially puts them incommunicado because they're going to be, held up by Homeland extra security while this is going on. And so you can essentially, he rolls the idents that you want into these badges for you. Sound
Okay.
good?
Great.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
so who is going to be? I need to be one of these guys because I'm going to be talking, or the person needs to be a foreigner and not talk, possibly. And then who wants to be the other one?
How many of them are there, Carl?
I'd be happy. How many can I get? I mean,
How many of them are there, Carl?
Okay, Mr. Ringo is not one. Trace, do you want to be one?
Yeah, we might as well. The rest of us.
Okay.
So you got
Then
4.
I could be security for
yeah,
that.
you're security.
Okay.
And Daddy is not.
So
Let me
3.
see. Is he one?
He's the
Daddy.
PR guy.
I'm very well known. Have you seen my Q rating lately?
He's the PR guy.
Okay. They hired this fucked up online guy. Okay.
Yeah, and then Rake will be the other one.
Okay.
So there's 3 of us.
All right.
Got security and PR.
All right. So it sounds like Mimi, you got a plan. Like, got some ideas. You got things set. You've got the cover, and we're just about ready to go. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, that's
Okay.
what I'm.
Let us take 5 minutes, and then we're going to get rolling.
Okay.
Okay, 5-minute
Awesome,
break.
possum.
Sounds good.
We're all
Fabian,
gonna die.
can I ask you where awesome
We're all
Possum
gonna
comes
die.
from? Is that
Awesome
like
Possum?
a regional thing? Because you're the only person I've ever heard say that.
Say what? What did you just say?
Awesome Possum.
Oh, awesome possum. I've heard that before.
Really?
Yeah. I picked it up in Indiana.
Yeah, it's probably an Indiana thing.
So.
Because there's
yeah.
possums, like.
Oh yeah, we got possums, and
Oh,
they ain't awesome.
You got possums up the ass here. If you ever walk along the
Get on the
railroad
street.
tracks, it's like a possum freaking graveyard. Because the train starts coming and they do the possum thing.
And that don't work.
Yeah.
Yep.
We also have bats, and around where I live, all the kids would go drink on the train tracks, which is why we're also smart and good looking, because it had a salutary evolutionary effect. And when people would pass out, we would take handfuls of like train track rocks and throw them up in the air in an arc at the passed out person, and bats would swoop down on them.
Oh, because they would.
You're a sweet guy.
Nice. Interesting. Hmm.
Track drinking and bat summoning.
Well, there you go. You have to be a summoner now with that story.
Yeah. The goob was so evident with that one thing. Holy shit.
So you summon an Eidolon and you ride in it?
No, like there's a alternate, like how all the classes have like the archetypes. There was
Yeah.
an archetype where instead of summoning an Eidolon, you merge with it. So you use all the Eidolon's physical stats and all your mental stats.
Ah, well, that sounds fairly interesting.
But apparently I am not unique in looking at that and thinking, wow, you can abuse this.
Apparently not.
Because, right, like all your stats that you're going to replace with the Eidolon just become dump stats.
Oh. I think that sounds pretty cool, but yeah.
But I think this game, like I can think of like 5 classes I would want to play. Like this game looks interesting in a way it's different than what we've typically been doing. In that, like the combat is much more granular.
Okay, define granular.
Like your actual number of feet away from your opponent matters. Like things like that. They're, like the grid matters a lot more. Like a lot of the moves are kind of grid dependent.
Yeah, I see that.
It's more mechanical.
I've researched how this all works and got re-familiar with D&D, so I'm
This is
actually looking forward to it.
basically D&D 3.5, right? Isn't that kind of what Pathfinder is?
That's what I
Yes.
heard. There's the people that got pissed off at the way D&D got created, and they just decided to go off and make their own. And then by the time D&D got their act together, the actual D&D got their act together, it was too late.
This was already out there.
All right.
Oh, peanuts.
What?
Don't ask.
I was looking for a snack. I had forgotten the renters had cleaned me out of all my chips and crap. So
Oh,
all I have left are peanuts.
Are you at a Notre Dame game?
Yeah, my last rental for the Notre Dame game.
Yep. All right. So,
Who's got a dog?
Ben.
I do.
Sorry. Fabian is.
Fabian's dog. Why?
What?
Nothing. I'm just doing Chip now for no reason.
Maybe
Sorry.
that's the same question.
Carl,
Yes.
you guys will, and again, we're getting that echo, Scott. You guys will get yourself set. We'll get your disguises.
Better?
Yeah. You're a little meager on equipment. Okay.
I don't hear anything.
You're fine now. Weird. Why do I keep? I don't know. It's a little meager on equipment. Ben, I'm assuming you can get beauty in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That seems fair. Get that.
Like a scientific drone, disguise it as?
Yeah.
You just put him in a briefcase. I mean,
You get one of those concealed stuff. You've got the concealed pack for your stuff, Scott. Essentially, you're coming in because you're staying for a while, and they're treating you like VIPs. You kind of move through security a little bit faster than you might otherwise be. But this place is fucking packed. I mean, it is clearly at capacity.
stadium or the arcology?
The whole arcology, because there are all these, they have all these guests coming in, and people are, friends, and this is a big, major World Cup level event for them, and it is kind of insane here as you guys are moving in, but you're able to slide yourselves into the arcology, and you enter the facility, which means you guys get to mark experience.
Ooh. So that means we're beginning the mission, lol?
Yes.
Because then I want to roll for driven. So when you begin a mission that furthers your vision, roll edge.
Please do. And then, Carl, I'm going to come to you.
Right.
How do people get into the arcology? Like train,
All
bus,
right, that's
plane?
an 8. So that means... that's the wrong one. So 9. Gain 1 hold.
Okay.
You may spend 1 hold before rolling any other move to take +1 or -2 forward.
Okay, nice. And to answer your question, Ben, all kinds of ways. So there are people coming in through like the launch pads and transit pads up on top. There are people coming in, on the ground level through the stadium entryways and things like that. There are people coming into the hotels. There are multiple different routes of entry and exit.
I see.
Carl,
Yes.
let's have you roll your infiltrator move.
Woohoo. That's cool.
That is cool, dude.
Okay. So, anybody want to help? Well, I'll roll it, and I guess Ringo would be the one to help me.
Boys, you seem really good for doing that.
All right. I think so.
Okay, let's have you roll.
Okay, hold on. That's 0. Okay, so there. That's that. That's 8. I do have a +1 forward when acting on this. If
Yeah. So that's a
And then
9.
I can roll the link.
so 9, yeah.
If he rolls,
Do you want to use one of your intel?
That's what I mean.
What does this give you?
I've got a +1 forward, and I've got an intel from Lexington.
so now you could, Carl, you could
Yeah.
either have Fabian roll, or you could, and then see what happens. Maybe something bad will happen. But he might also give you that +1 that you need to do it.
I'm going to take the less roll, and I will use the intel I got from Lexington
Aw.
to.
And what kind of intel did he give you that's going to help with this doing your
Now,
work?
Lexington was. Lexington was actually before this whole thing.
Right. Lexington is your bleeding edge cyber reporter.
Right. Okay, but we had a discussion, and we were talking about this, and he told me that he was the first one who alerted me to the Savage Pharma International Multiplayer game, and so he gave me a like a rundown of what exactly was going to happen. So I was more I appear to be more of a fan than I was normally.
Right, and
And so-
it gives you some insight onto that, and you've already got some knowledge of how II works, so that's all cool to your effect. So you've got 3 hold for your covert entry.
Okay.
So you guys will, move into the facility. You are greeted by essentially a hospitality rep who is assigned to your team. Her name is Cherry, and she's like, "Hey, I just wanna get you guys all settled in here. We've got another day before the game starts, but everything's here, doing all this sort of the previous stuff. I know it's going to be complicated, so let's do that. I want to get it all automated into your nav sats and all that kind of stuff."
Okay. My personality is going to be the pissed off, what the fuck are you doing type of thing. Not just annoyed, not necessarily. just
Whoa,
annoyed.
Cherry. You don't bother the talent with this, please. You let me worry about this stuff, okay?
And this is the thing is they are sort of trained to roll with it, and she'll go, "Okay, well, I'll give you my contact info, and if you need assist to get around, you need to call me up, okay?"
Well, yeah, we do
That's
need
great.
that.
No, we'll liaise, Cherry. Help me help you. These guys can be tough to deal with.
I'll
I'm
kind
sure
of
you know that.
override
You
Chip
get
at this point for just a moment. In character, not, I guess I'm doing it in real life too. But
Wow,
Ringo,
that's a philosophical question.
yeah, I know. It's getting rings and thin rings. Before you go, miss, I need to know who the head of security is for this area in case I need to interface with him for the safety of my charges.
Wait, am I going or staying?
Dang.
Fine.
You're staying. You're just
Before
these guys are animules. You just want to work with me. Trust me.
Okay. Oh, well, great. So I'll get you connect up with the security net so that you can get hooked up with that, and she'll get you to sort of this basic rundown codes for that. That people
okay,
who
so I
have the
can link
security
into the
team.
cameras.
Yeah, essentially the basic stuff that tells you the sort of public level security stuff that they're doing. Absolutely.
Can I plug into the cameras in the security cameras around here with that?
No, you'd still have to hack it.
Okay, I'll pass that information quietly on to Trace. Thank you.
Okay. Well, there's a few things that we want to take a look at, and I'm sorry that I'm going to be kind of gruff about this, but I had a long flight, and I'm tired. I've had some troubles, and I'm with the border, and I'm kind of annoyed. So sorry, you're the person that gets laid out on a little bit. But anyways,
I told you didn't want to talk to them.
so anyways, I think
okay.
So I look over at Trace and Rake, and I'm like, okay, where did you the things we wanted to hit? We wanted to hit the labs at last. Go to there and take a look there. Did you want to go to the network facility, the communication facility, to see if it's going to be, be able to get the bandwidth for what we need when we're delivering the data or getting our stuff out, and again, I'll use their contact names. And Rake, what did you want to see? Or Trace, what did you want to say?
Just a general tour of the lab.
That'll be the last thing that we'll go into and get that. I think the first two might be where we want to go. If there's two other places, do you want to hit the communications facility and see if that's remotely adequate?
Sure.
All right, so you want to make your way over to essentially the network hub so that Trace and Rake can put in the mimetic things, right?
Yes.
Okay. Does that seem cool? So,
And while
Carl,
they're talking about this, Chip is making strong eye contact with Cherry and making a blah 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 motion with his hands.
okay. And she pays attention to you. She's trained to for that kind of thing, to stay here, keep things going. There are a lot of people, a lot of things to do here, a lot of responsibility. So
Is she giving me a League of Assassins tell?
I don't know. Do you want to do an assess, Scott?
No. That's all right. That's just my hope.
Yeah, you just tell me if you ever want to check that out, Scott, and find out whether she is or not.
No.
Um,
Find Chip's corpse later. I'll know the answer.
okay, so here is the deal, Scott. Carl. She can get you well over by that sort of network area, but she's not going to be able to kind of get you into where you need to get to security-wise.
Yeah, don't worry about
So
that. You get us to where we want to go, and then I'll deal with that. I deal with these people all the time. For me to come over here, if I'm going to come over here, start working here, I need to know what your capabilities are. And if you guys don't want to show it to me, then you don't have them.
You
So
now
that's
sound like
fine.
you
I'll
switched
work
to
with
a
them.
different microphone.
No, no, I did it change?
a little bit. So yeah, Carl, tell
Can you
me.
swallow the mic? Sorry, go ahead.
So Carl, tell me. You can spend a hold and get past the security here to get your team in to this place. So tell me how that works.
Well, I'm going to be kind of going in and, going, look, your bosses want me here to come to this place, and you're saying that we're supposed to come in here and if you want to go talk to the CEO and blow up this deal, that's fine, because I need to come in and see if your communications array is going to be acceptable. We're putting through, we're not putting some bullshit.
Okay. Go, and they'll move you on past to go in and do that. So what we've got now is a situation where Rake needs to essentially get the hardwired access and kind of set up the system for you to do your mimetic feed, and then Scott has to kind of get past the cybersecurity. Does that sound like what's happening?
That sounds like what's happening.
Okay, Ben, can I have you roll? And what I'd like you to roll is the essentially act under pressure. And feel free to roll with synth if you want, because this is your tech skills.
About the same, so it doesn't
Okay.
really matter.
All right.
Now, so can anybody help him out?
Well, you can roll first to see if.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Not that it really matters, I guess. Why wouldn't you always try to help somebody out?
You can't get screwed.
You
Because
get
I
screwed.
don't think
Oh,
I
because you
could
get
help
screwed.
you.
That's true. Yeah.
So it is a risky thing. But Ben, you are a master at this. You're able to get in, and you will realize that they've got all of these communication feeds and junctions all through here for this broadcast. And you'll be able to isolate the screens and the outer feed. You'll be able to get this dummy box set up and get that all so you can run this like a remote drone.
Cool.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Scott, let's have you. I think this is just going to be kind of a compromised security thing here for you to get
Okay.
this program that you built ahead of time in. Don't think we need to roll login. Let's just have you roll compromised security, which I believe is mined.
Oh, just a quick question, Lowell. While I'm doing that, can I, as I set this stuff up, can I get any more information at all about anything about XBM 1917?
God,
I'm gonna kinda look.
They're not going to have any of that stuff here.
Okay, I was just curious. That's fine.
Mind. 6.
I will assist him.
Okay.
Somebody was about to come in, and I intercepted him and say, "Hey, look, and I will kind of make a fool of myself a little bit by kind of
Absolutely.
saying
Roll
stuff.
your links. Just don't screw it up, Carl. And ooh, so goddamn
close.
close. Yeah. So there is that bit where you kind of go to intercept these people that are coming in, and you realize that if they see Trace doing this, that both you and he are going to get grabbed up. But you talk fast, you talk a little bit faster, and eventually they move along, just as Trace is. Of course, we got one of those progress bars that's at like 90, 93.
Keep talking, keep talking.
93 and a half.
Yeah, 3.5. But
92. Wait a minute.
it'll finish up, and you'll be able to get out of there. So you have the mimetic payload created by Trace and Daddy Bye Bye prepared. Daddy,
Oh, go ahead.
Yes.
tell me, what are the outer signs that you see of your people in the crowds?
Oh, there's these gigantic people taking up 3 seats. There's fights because they only bought one. There are runs on the food stands as gangs of these tubby umpties just bum rush the vendors and loot them. These are rowdies.
Is it the organic section, salad section?
Yuck. That's what the food who makes the drugs that goes into their food eats.
Sure,
Never.
and you can do it like essentially. It's like flash mob, micro riots on the food court. Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's going on again. They're also coming into the stadium. They're pushing people aside. It's just chaos and mayhem. And they're clearly they couldn't tell you. The star player on the Demon Deacons could walk through the stands and they wouldn't recognize him.
They have no clue. Awesome, I love it. And Ringo, how are you dressed? Are you dressed full on Ringo in this?
Essentially, no. I understand the concept of blending in and going undercover, but I can't make myself get rid of the hat. So that probably makes me stand out even more that I'm mixing the two.
Okay. This weird Texan thing. Okay, that sounds good to me. So and you've got that security login and things. Now, Scott.
Yes.
I assume that you want to get into the system here.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to kind of, as we flip back and forth, let's start with the whole net running part of it, okay?
Okay.
So the first thing you're going to do when you go in is you're going to do that login with Synth so that you can jack into the system.
Log in.
Ooh.
There we go.
So that's a 10. You were in clean, sir. So we've got a number of different systems. What is it that you're looking for? Are you looking for the security thing? Are you looking for the lab thing? Are you looking for the executive thing? What's the node you want to hit? And I want you to imagine, and you've probably been in this matrix before, but this is an incredibly ornate, beautifully done visualization. It's all sort of Far Eastern riffs and things. You will recognize all of the sort of the references to the history of the League of Shadows. You might see a beautiful pagoda that you're standing in, while off in the distance you can see a city burning. There's all of that kind of stuff. So the matrix here is beautiful and golden and Asian themed throughout. A variety of things, the Bhutan and Thai and the actual assassins from the Mount Alamat, and all of that is all in here. So
I'm going to go for the labs first, since we need to sort of get the cameras on there, and we need to figure out where in the labs this device is,
Okay.
and what kind of security the lab itself has.
Okay. And you have console cowboy?
Yep.
Okay. So let's have you roll. You're going to go and find that place, and you're going to go and try and compromise security, right?
Connect to a consumer. Yes.
Okay. Let us have you roll. Mind.
Roll mind.
Yeah.
Say your primary stat, mind.
Yep. 5, 8. Oh. Mm.
Got a gear. I've got a gear.
I'm gonna assist Scott.
Actually, he can't
Can I
with this.
assist that?
He's in the Matrix.
Oh,
Okay.
gotcha. Right.
You can use
Well,
Intel.
I'd have to get 2 to boost it up. Do I
Can't
want to
help you.
use it for this?
Do any of your programs help with compromised security? I've forgotten.
No.
It's up to you. This is about the security in the labs, the cameras, using it to figure things out.
If you had gear, would that represent like a one-shot program or something?
Yeah.
So yeah,
spent
I'll
your-
I'll use the one gear we got, the Carl
Okay.
one, and I'll use one Intel.
Okay. All right. You have 3 hold over the labs.
And now my lockdown program, when I successfully compromise, gives me an extra 1, so I have 4.
Okay. You have 4 hold over the labs. Do you want to spend? If you want, I'll let you spend a point of that hold to locate the lab that you
The
need.
specific one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So essentially, imagine that you're pulling up the various manifests and things like that. They probably look like scrolls that you roll out here that roll in distance, probably like infinite scrolls that you have to kind of push and roll along. And eventually you'll get to that manifest and you'll see the transfer order for the XBM 1917, and you'll see the lab that it's on, Lab 23, essentially, that it is in. You'll also see that right now it's in active work, like someone's working on it.
Okay, do they have cameras in there that I could
Now,
see who it is?
do you want to spend another hold to do that? You've got 4.
Oh, man.
I think
You guys
should.
think that that's useful?
Yes.
Yes, okay, I'll spend it.
All right. You will spend that hold, and you will see that there appears to be like a couple of people there working. They're clearly having some discussion. You can see that the box that's labeled XMB XBM 1917 is larger than you expected, and they seem to be having an argument. And you'll hear, and they go, "I don't know why this was transferred up here. There's something really odd. This is on the restricted list. There's no way this should be coming up here." And the woman says, "Yeah, I mean, the last time it got pulled out, remember what happened then?" And they say, "We better get this back down in the vault before Talia comes down here and kills everybody."
So it looks like that they're going to move it right away?
It looks like they're playing, like they're trying to figure out how to do it without drawing too much attention, kind of thing. You still got 2 hold on the system. You could, for example, lock them in.
But the game's not until
They're already doing the pregame stuff. That's all going off right now.
Okay, then I'll lock them in for now.
Okay, so they'll do that thing where they're starting to try to get access to move this thing, and stuff, and they're like, "Oh shit, what the fuck is going on?" And they're clearly worried, like this is bad shit. And so we're going to cut back to the real world.
Okay.
Carl, you've identified the lab that you need to get to. It's not on your essentially itinerary. It's sort of out in another wing outside. So what's the plan here?
Okay, well, I'm going to talk to Sherry and
Cherry.
Cherry. Sorry, I'm going to talk to Cherry and say, "Hey, I understand. We wanted to get a wider group. We've heard and this block. I looked at the lab list. And I think it's wrong. We're supposed to go over to around like this block, the 20 block of labs, and not the 40 block. So what's going on here? And I'd like to get this changed around here so we can go see the stuff, because this is kind of what we're all about and trying to do here."
All right, why don't you? I'm going to let you do your fast talk on this one.
Okay. And since Ringo's right here and looking very friendly,
Oh yeah, I'll menace.
let's see. Fast talk. Yeah, I can always look at this. Okay, there we go.
Snake
Now, did that go?
Not yet.
No.
You have to do this second. There we go.
Okay, there we go. Easy peasy.
Yeah, so she's like, okay, oh yeah, absolutely, we can get you moved over into that area.
I gained intel.
Oh, that's right. When you do the fast talk, and she'll give you that info. So you guys are moving along here. Essentially, she's kind of taking you guys through. Scott's kind of in the matrix, so you're kind of having to kind of stop and move him along with you. Ringo,
Get the split screen going.
I'll explain to him. He's just, he's one of those.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm going to take just a few minutes AFK just to try and help get the kids around.
Sure.
I'll be right back.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry for the delay.
All
That's where
right.
the color forms come in handy, Fabian.
And you guys are moving along, and
And
Carl,
duct tape.
you kind of are moving across this big area, moving up, and you kind of out of the corner of your eye, you look up, and you will see Inquisitor Rodra.
How far away is he?
He's maybe 100, 150 feet, and he's got some people with him.
He's coming at us, or where's he going?
Do you want to try and move on him to get a better sense, or do you want to keep moving?
I want to keep moving, stay away from him.
Okay. So you're not sure if he spotted you yet or not.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I use a hold to bypass him, or
Absolutely.
then I will definitely use.
Describe to me how you evade him, because he has spotted you.
Oh, okay. So he has spotted me. Okay. We will have gone around. We will go into like a crowd or something like that, and we're going to make it look like that we went one direction. We actually went the other.
Okay. And what's the cool bit here on screen that we see from that?
What you're going to see is that the disguise kit I have
Nice.
goes, since it's not just makeup and stuff, it goes on to somebody else as I'm hidden very seamlessly, and then I move away and that guy moves away, and as soon as he is out of range, out as he goes like behind a pillar or something like that, it slides back over the floor and comes back to me. So It just
Awesome.
looks like the scene is really cool if you could see it from the right angles.
Oh yeah, like a nano thing, kind of, whoosh, and then
Yeah.
comes back to where you're at. Perfect. Awesome. So you guys are moving along, and she will get you moving up to the labs, and she will move you up into that area, and you are heading down towards lab 23.
Yes.
Let's cut back to Scott here.
I want to tell Carl that when it comes time to open the door, you might want to. In my conversation, I'm I found that they're really afraid of a woman named Talia. If you use that in your
Oh, got it.
convincing, basically maybe it's a test, you pass, Talia
Oh, got it.
will return the object.
Matt, Daddy Bye Bye,
Hmm?
they still haven't activated your distraction yet. You're almost up to the labs.
Now, I am a little upset about this because all the bits about how the Shout Network was deeply involved in the intelligence gathering that led to this video are quite piquant, and I really want the world to see them. But I am a team player because they threatened to murder me so many times.
It's working.
All right, so you hold off on that.
So I'll hold off, and while we're going, I am just chatting Cherry up the whole time. I'm bitching about what it's like to work with these guys. You must deal with this kind of shit all the time, huh? It's like, look at them. Like I'm not sure they're even human.
Well, the one guy looks really cybered up. I know
Yeah,
if you
and-
get too cybered up, you can get cyberpsychosis.
Yeah, and like look at that hat. It's just stupid. I told them.
It is a little goofy.
Yeah, so I am just trying to establish rapport as much as I can.
Not a problem. You certainly can keep her occupied. Doing that bitching about employers there. Scott, they are heading to that thing, and you'll kind of cut back to the visual, and you see that they're still trying to get out, but one of them has clearly contacted somebody.
Oh.
Like they're like, okay, and she goes, okay, they're on their way.
Bum bum bum.
Is there any way I could use one of my hold to stall that?
Sure, tell me how.
Um,
Trace back her call.
If you can get in touch with me, I have communication jamming capabilities.
She's
well, but they've
made-
already done it, right? Basically, basically add a something that would make
So she's
security
already
go-
called. She's already called some people, and they're on their way. So how do you want to interrupt that?
Make make a more like obvious distraction in one of the other lab areas on the way, like some kind of hazardous light goes off, or some kind of warning light goes off that they would want to at least check first.
Okay. So I'm actually. You don't need to spend hold on that. I think this one I'm actually going to have you roll style.
Style. This could be bad, guys. Well,
Okay. So
take 3. Yeah, I don't have 3 to get it up.
yeah. So you will kind of spot, and it looks like there are some League of Shadows operatives who are making their way up here, and you'll kind of hit and down at Lab 13, and you'll hit that emergency thing while they're by it, and you will give yourself a couple of minutes here. Sound good?
Sound good.
Okay.
Go, Carl.
So you guys have hit the doors of Lab 23. Scott, you're popping the seal.
Yep.
Carl, you see there are two people in there. A guy's dressed in a lab coat, woman's dressed in a little more professional outfit, and they both kind of step back when the doors open.
Okay, I'll walk in and say, "Oh, good. I'm glad that you have it. It's been terrible that everybody is not understanding what is going on. Hi, I'm Srinivas Subramaniam, and I came here. Tali wanted me to this is one of the things we wanted to take a look at. So I'm really glad that you got it out and everything like that. So, anyways, what have you learned about it so far? What's going on?
Let's have they're like, oh, we didn't touch it, and they're very quick to say that. Why don't you roll your fast talk, Carl?
Okay. Let's go. There we go. And I think that's right. Okay. Let's go through this then, because 7 is right, and then I've got +1 fast talk when there's no intervening technology, and I've got disguise kit +1, and I will spend my intel to
Bump
to bump that up to 10, and I will gain intel.
Perfect.
The intel is I know both of their names as.
Yeah, you got their details. You can use that to great effect later on.
Okay.
And they will get out of your way, and they gesture to this coffin-sized box.
Yeah. Okay. I think I will basically communicate to Trace. I think we need to set stuff off and get it going. I assume that I know that the kill team is coming.
Yes.
Yeah, let's kick it off because I gotta go live with this. Coffin openings, come on.
Okay.
So let's kick it off and head towards the executive.
Can we pick the? How does this coffin thing move?
So first, tell me, what is the thing that is getting kicked off? What is happening?
Basically, on the big screen TVs in the stadium, we're gonna basically, cut in instead of the instant replay. All of them are gonna show Chip's video and overlay of his, voice of what they don't want you to know, and
this thing is seeded with code language that umpties will recognize within their culture, and it's gonna make them crazy.
All right, Matt. Let's have you. Let me see what the proper way to call this here. Let's just have you roll act under pressure here. Roll cool for me.
All right. And do I have to declare any spends on this before? I can wait till after the
You can
roll.
always wait till afterwards.
Yikes. Well, the good news is
If I can put 2 forward on this, because I have 1 from the assess of the vulnerability in the communication system,
Okay.
and I have 1 from the hold from Driven.
Okay.
So that'll bring us to a 5.
I have a gear.
And who has links with me?
I'm
I
back.
have 2 links.
Okay, so we can do one person can do links.
I've got 2.
So go ahead and roll, Carl.
So now is this a -1? Oh, there you go.
So that's a 6.
It's okay, Daddy. Even though you're all depressed.
wow.
That's a
your
6,
ideas
Daddy.
are really good.
Oh, 6. No.
And I have a gear, and where did I get the damn gear from? The gear was from.
I have a point of gear. Well, no.
Gear
I
doesn't
guess
give a
mine
bonus.
wouldn't
Intel
Oh.
gives a bonus. Gear gives you
I
a
have
thing.
I
I
have.
have 1 point of intel left.
I have a point of intel. I've got a point of intel that I can get back. So let me use mine.
Okay.
And that was from Fast Talk and Sherry. And so I hear something from Sherry, and Sherry is able.
Cherry.
Sorry, and Cherry gets in on this because I told Daddy something about Cherry that has helped made her more of a believer.
And you're able to, but of course, Daddy Bye Bye, there's all the people watching you, and it's kind of like not coming together and not coming together and not coming together, and these fuckers are gonna kill you if you don't get this right. You know it. You know that one of them is finally gonna have
Ringo's kind of sidling up beside you.
But yeah, you get that, and you can that'll start creating noise all through the communication systems and through the broadcasts and things like that. And there is this coffin-sized box. So Ben, what are you doing?
Coffin-sized box. I didn't quite.
It's this coffin-sized box labeled XBM 19-17.
Wow,
He said it was bigger than they thought.
Wow. So where exactly am I right now?
You guys are in the lab 23, in the middle of this arcology.
Okay. And so we're trying to get this huge, massive thing that we didn't think was that big out of here.
Yes.
Can I look around and see what I could use as? Can I jerry rig like a thing on get this thing more mobile, wheels, transport thing? Is there something I
that
can
seems
use
like a
as
thing. Let's have you act under pressure.
gurney cart or some kind
I
of
mean, they probably brought it up on something like that.
Roll cool.
cargo thing?
Or you can roll cool or spend a gear.
I'll just roll.
There you go.
All right. So what is it that you've got that makes transporting this heavy thing easier?
So apparently, this I've heard that there was some early experimentations in maglev, and they've put in just found out that, hey, I think I recognize this. It's oh my god, it's a maglev track. So there's like a maglev track here that
Okay. Activate that. So yeah, you've got this coffin. Get it. Boop, it's activated. It's rolling, and you've got it. What do you want to do now? There's chaos down below. The communications feed is getting overwhelmed. They're trying to cut that stuff off downstairs. The security is kind of nuts. You can hear they are clearly sending and just major teams to the network thing to blow that. What are you guys doing?
To the executive section.
Well, 1 second, if I may. So,
All right.
What was this extraction plan that Oki had
You have to
given
get
you?
out.
Well, what about taking this thing to the mailroom, disguising it, and having them mail it to us?
No, we need it.
Because it's a giant coffin?
Well,
There's a
hence
little
the
thing we like called
disguising part.
chain of custody, my friend. Chain
What?
of custody.
Okay, so I did miss this. Rake. How big is what you're doing? Is it smaller than the coffin, or are you picking up the coffin?
He's got a little hover thing on the coffin that's lifting it up.
Okay, great. Okay.
Maglev.
Then we can go to the base and move out that way because it's connected to this, right? From what we know.
We have to go to the executive section, and that's connected to the base.
Okay, that's great. And how
I
close
have a
is the
question.
executive session?
Why don't we look in the coffin?
Coffin's open.
Maybe things go two different ways.
Because our employer said not to muck with it.
When has that ever mattered to us?
And if it's some
And
horrible
I don't like the way you guys are looking at me right now.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing what's inside this thing.
Okay, not with the kill team coming.
Right, all right.
Maybe once we get down in the base.
All right, so you guys are starting to book. You've eaten up a little bit of time here getting this stuff together. What are you doing with these two people, and what are you doing with Cherry?
How is she reacting to this?
She's like, you guys kind of grabbing this up, and she's like,
Jerry, I talked to Talia before, and she has told us this is what we need to do. We need to and get moving now. I mean, I'm just going to basically overwhelm her that she has no fucking clue what's going on.
all right, Carl, I'll let you spend that hold to get past these people here.
You want to lock them in a room?
Um, I don't know. 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 I don't Yeah, that's fine. We should actually just lock them up.
Okay.
I'm not too worried about these people at all. I wouldn't mind keeping the hold. I mean, if we could just, I mean,
If you want to just leave them here and lock them in, that's fine too.
yeah, we want to lock them up. Yeah, we just lock them up. I don't see them as being a big deal.
Okay. Do
We want Sherry to go with us? Do we have enough information? Is she giving us any information? For my assessment,
not for the executive area. She's not going to be able to.
I think she needs to stay here. I don't want her getting hurt over
Okay,
all this
so-
stuff.
we're gonna
Guys,
locking them up.
you don't want to lock her with these creeps. I think she's been a tremendous asset to our team. I think she's worked with us the whole time. What do you think, Cherry?
I think I'd better be locked up here.
Okay,
I
we
don't
lock
want to
her
get
up.
fired.
Well,
We lock her up.
we have to agree
Um,
to disagree on that.
Before we lock her up, can we
We got to kill
search
team.
them for phones and all that kind of stuff?
That seems fair. You're
Yep.
eating up some time. Okay, doing this. Scott, do you have any
guys-
more hold on the lab? I've forgotten.
Yep.
Okay, so you can lock it down.
I'm pretty sure the kill team will murder them, but
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So you guys begin moving.
How far away is the executive?
You're gonna have to go up. I mean, this is a massive building, so it's less a question of space and more a question of Scott being able to hack the security there.
Okay.
All
So,
right.
Scott, you drop the lab stuff and go to grab the security on the executive section. You can tell that this is much better protected.
Oh. I guess before I leave the one, since I had one hold left, I'll use that to stall the security team as much as I can.
Perfect. Perfect.
All right, so I need to hack the executive.
Okay.
What is synth to get in?
Synth to get in.
Oh, this is just where it's going to start falling apart. I have this bad feeling.
Absolutely, it is.
Oh, look at
not yet.
that!
You're in clean, even though there are at least 3 pieces of black ice in here. And at least one of them that you don't, it takes you a minute, you don't even see it for a second because it's so concealed. But you will get past it. Let's have you roll compromise security. This is the executive headquarters of your corporation. Of
I'm sure
your
they'll forgive me.
corporation.
I'm sure they'll forgive me.
The League of Shadows
You're
does not
helping them.
forgive.
You're helping them.
Bomb.
They don't forgive. I'm a dead man. All right, so that's research. Oh no, that's still
Compromise security.
compromise security. Oh yes.
Oh,
On a
yeah.
roll.
You know, you're really in here very well. These guys kind of fucked you over, right? You know, you could maybe sift for some pay data here.
Oh,
I mean,
I would consider it,
seriously.
but my life is on the line right now, and we're dragging a huge coffin through the middle of this thing. So speed is of the essence. So I will.
All right, so you don't go for the pay data. You don't look for your name on the blacklist. You push on forward.
Oh,
So you've got 4 hold on this system, right?
yep.
Okay. So describe to me the things you do with the security systems, because there are multiple parts here, and you're going to spend all your hold doing this, but I want you to describe to me what it is, and then I'm going to ask Carl how he gets past the guards.
I'm going to at least one hold to both sort of take control of the cameras to both give us a heads up on what's ahead, and also, I mean, if it takes 2 hold, and also hide us from the cameras, so if someone else is watching, they don't see people carrying a huge coffin.
Perfect.
Through the, and then also use a hold to find the executive office that has this basically secret passage. It will probably have
clearly Talia's quarters.
the
CEO's.
great. That's just great.
So that's 2 hold. You've still got 2 more. What's the next system that you're able to get past? You're going to save the last one to get the locks on the elevator.
The last system to sort of get past would be
some kind of laser defense grid.
Well, they have a laser defense grid, or
you tell me. Is that what you're deactivating to get past?
Yes. Basically, any sort of physical security laser defense grids, or pressure things, or gas nozzles, that sort of physical traps, poison needles that I know that the League of Assassins loves, since I have some experience with them.
Yes, you're pleased that it's all computerized to make it easy to work with, because you've locked that down. But Carl, there are guards on Talia's chambers that are still set there, even though there's all this chaos going on elsewhere. Tell me how you, my infiltrating friend, are able to get past them with your last hold.
So this is one set of guards?
Yeah, these are the guards.
They're right on Talia's thing?
Yeah.
Okay. It's easy. Go up. Talia told us to bring this up. She wanted, with all the chaos going on, she wanted this in her quarters.
Okay. You've got the notes and the papers. You've been following along, mapping the security protocols. So you're able to pull that on, and they will open the door and let you in there. She's clearly not present in the chambers.
Oh, thank God.
And as I go, I will say, you guys need to be watching anybody coming up here saying they're coming after this thing, including people dressed like...
we understand our duties.
Okay, so can't get him to do that. By the way, I gained intel for that.
It's just, we understand our duties.
I gained intel for spinning the last hole, not for doing this.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we're in.
Okay. Carl, Scott, you will pop the lock on this, and you're surprised because it is a hardwired elevator. It's not connected to any kind of electronic systems outside.
Rake.
Everybody in.
Rake, are you up?
You can operate the elevator from here, not a problem.
Okay. Do we need to look it over or anything like that? Make sure we're okay?
Yeah. Rake, can I have you act under pressure?
Sure.
Check it for security. It's a death box.
Act under pressure. Dunk. 9.
So it is going to take some time, but you will be able to determine that, there is some physical security here, not computerized, that you need to essentially deactivate here before you can take the elevator down. Tell me what that might be. What kind of physical security they might have on this elevator that you can bust up with your tech skills.
So there's, I guess, a laser grid that that I see the trigger for, and it's got a little red eye beam, kind of like the HAL 9000 sort of, but much smaller, maybe a quarter of the size. And I notice it, and I say, "Whoa, hold on," and then I whip out some tools to see if I can do something about that.
And you will get that set, and you guys will get in. And
I was thinking like a gravity grenade. Wasn't hit at the bottom of the elevator.
Yep, it's probably the other thing that would have gotten activated. And
Now,
you
is
can-
this a freight elevator that we're bringing the coffin down with us?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, a big elevator, and you guys will head down, and it will go down, and the doors will open up, and there's a big ding as they open, and you can see this opens out into this large chamber. There's a kind of walkways around. You see that there's some screens and things here, like monitors and stuff. I mean, it's pretty big. This is a good 100 feet across. Like they've kind of opened this room up. But in the center, you will see there is this glow of light, and you see this. God, it looks like maybe like a circular, maybe 30 feet across, pool of green liquid. And you can see that there are a bunch of people in here. Everybody, by the way, mark 3 experience so far.
Woohoo!
The third experience is when you reach the Lazarus Pit and the League of Shadows agents, mark XP. And
I don't like that.
and you will see that there is a woman who looks like she's in charge, who's looking up as the doors come open and looks surprised.
Shit.
Wow.
Ringo.
Good luck with the
Yeah.
fast talking.
Your hat's gonna help a lot here.
Of course.
Ringo, you have wired reflexes, so I'm going
As
to
do
Yes.
as do I.
I'm going to ask you what you're doing, Ringo.
Whew, that's a great question. Oh, what to do? I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look square in Trace's face. Scott's characters, right? Trace.
Yep.
And I'm gonna just take this instant read. Is this a oh crap kind of thing going on or not?
Oh yeah. When I see the League of Assassins and the woman, I definitely go pale.
So that whole Max Payne bullet time, glance at him, know it's time to do the deed, pull out and take aim on the woman who looks like she's in charge.
Okay.
And try and shoot her.
All right. The doors have come open. They weren't expecting that. They're still dealing with the chaos upstairs. The you guys, the secondary viral payload that's jamming the comms with the Namor stuff has hit. So let's have you roll. Mix it up.
You got it.
There you go.
Yeah. The forward was from the reflexes.
All right. So, boom. And this is your big gun.
Yep.
And what-
Armor piercing. It's quick armor piercing. Let's see, breach, which is the armor piercing explosive, and it does. The damage is. Let's see, 5.
She's distracted, turning around, and she's fast. She moves just as fast as you do, but you've got just that little bit of edge, and you hit her right in the mid body, and you catch her and blow her chest open, and she goes flying back and falls into that puddle, into that pit, as it were.
Oh, that's good.
I'm sure that's the end of that then.
Okay, so Carl, you're the next person.
Okay. I am going to be. This thing is moving on. This coffin is moving on its own. How many guys do I see?
Maybe a dozen.
No, fuck. How many? Anybody close?
Yeah,
Do I got the drop on him or anything like that?
you've got
Or-
wired reflexes. Yes,
Okay.
they don't use cyberware like you do.
Okay. Then I am going to take if there's somebody close, we'll take the stun gun out and pop him.
Okay, let's have you roll mix it up.
Yeah, you'll love that one.
Yeah, I will.
Woohoo!
All right. So, you have you have to choose two. Make too much noise, take harm, something breaks, or an ally takes harm.
Now, if something breaks, it can be fixed.
Yeah.
Okay. The stun gun.
Okay, stun gun goes out.
Can't reload it.
Okay. And what is the other choice?
Oh, there's two of them.
Yep. Mission clock. Take harm. Ally takes harm.
No, we'll take the mission clock.
Okay. I'll move the mission clock up. Okay. Ben, what are you doing?
Okay, so
You see,
if I
so he's just to reiterate in case you didn't hear it. Ringo has caught this woman mid body and sent her flying. There are another 12 agents in here. You see that Xavier has rushed out with his wire reflexes and hits the first one with a stun gun and kind of drops him with a shit ton of S harm. What do you want to do?
So Talia just got knocked into the Lazarus pit. Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
You said puddle, but yeah, okay.
Just a green puddle.
Yeah, right. Okay, just want to make sure. What do I see around me that I might be able to use? That's what he kind of does.
Sure. What is it? What do you see?
So I think there's some in this pit. There's some paraphernalia that they're using to rig, or maybe a machine that is able to do some repairs, and I see if I can jury rig that to knock a couple guys on their butts.
So you're gonna essentially move over
Like
to
a
one of the
crane.
machines and
Yeah,
try
like a
and use it to mix it up. Okay, go ahead and rolling with meat.
Meat. Okay. Oof, meat.
This is you running over with your reflexes to be able to hit him before they hit you.
Not so good with that.
All right. So you run out and you get yourself exposed out into the middle of this.
Assume I get
Ben?
mark experience, I guess.
Yeah, you get
yes.
to mark experience. You kind of run from one of these things, and one of these guys is on you out of nowhere, and he brings this blade across you, and you're going to take 2 harm from that. Essentially, as he slashes at you with this blade, it's one of those vibro blades that cuts through armor. So you'll feel that zzz as it goes and hits you. I need you to roll the harm move.
Oh, look at that.
Sick. I
Hey.
don't like it.
That is great. So you are fine, Ben.
Right.
Because wait, let me see. No, it's +2, so it'll be a 7 actually. So
Oh.
Told you it was sick. I don't like it.
I'm going to say that you actually lose your footing. Like when he hits you and he knocks you down, you drop to the ground, sort of out of the eye line of your allies. Scott, what are you doing?
Well, I am absolutely useless at actually harming trained League of Assassins.
You want to try and get this this thing out of here?
Yes, I am going to basically, since I have a workstation in my deck, I am going to take control of the computer of the mag thing and sort of
Ride it out.
what's that?
Ride it out.
Yes.
Okay, let's have you roll act under pressure.
Act under pressure. This is not good. Oh, wait. 4 + 4 is 8 + 1 is 9, and I have 1 intel.
What is the thing that you learned in doing this that gets you the edge to how to get the F out of here, riding, essentially surfing this souped up grav sled?
Basically, the thing I learned is apparently the league, these guys apparently at least know something of this, and they don't want to muck with it or get hit with it, so they sort of give it a berth as I sort of fly through here.
Shoom. Probably do a skip off of the Lazarus pit, go across the room, and sail across to the essentially what you know is the access way to the launch tube to get out of here. So Chip fucking Trace books. He is gone.
Pussy. We're going live and on the air. Yeah. Hey, umpties. Hope you liked my documentary. You're about to see something way crazier. Look at this. And he runs and does a cannonball into the pool after Talia. Going live and on the air. So I roll edge.
Cannonball in the Lazarus pit!
Where's my edge button? There it is.
You know.
So my live and on the air roll is a 10.
Okay, and tell me what that does.
All right, so live and on the air. Let me go back to the PDF. Is I get the shot that I want, and I am escorted to a position of safety as umpties in the stadium are now rampaging throughout the facility, and some are in here. The people are seeing what I'm broadcasting. They're following the shots, and I've got my mutants running in on the scene.
Well, I don't think they're going to be able to get in here. I think that's a little bit outside the fiction that we've established.
Okay. So how do you get the shot you want and are escorted to safety then?
Well, I would say that the easiest way is for you to do the leap. You won't go in the pit, but you'll go over the pit to get the shot of Talia's body sinking into the Lazarus pit as you're holding on to the coffin as it flies across.
All right, that works for me.
Does that work for you?
It does.
Okay. Ringo.
Mm-hmm.
Those two have across the room.
Okay.
It's a gang of assassins here with armor-piercing blades.
Right. Where is Xavier?
Right,
I'm right
right
next
by
to
you.
him. And I might, if I go first, that might work out better.
Well, that's the plan.
Okay, so do you want to have Xavier go first then?
I was going to use my action to shuffle him further along, kind of like pick him up.
Don't worry about me.
All right, I'll hold.
What do you want to do, Carl?
Well, I've got a gear, and I'm pretty sure it is a swing line because
Okay.
we're up above.
Yeah, you're up a little bit of raised platform kind of thing.
Okay, so is it? And we're trying to get. I mean, we're
Yeah,
with the
absolutely.
coffin.
You can act under pressure with the swing line if you want to swing line across.
Okay.
Roll it.
Okay, so that will be okay. So 10.
Just enough there, dude. So you will swing across. Throw your magnetic swing line, swing across, get over to where Chip and right now Trace are running for it. They're getting out. Rake's, somewhere, whatever. He's getting murdered. Ringo.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about fucking Rick.
Where is Rake right now?
Well, he's being set upon by. He's on the ground, and there are a bunch of these League of Assassins people going to murder him.
Luckily, when I was preparing for this, I had grabbed a flashbang grenade. So as I'm going to spend my point of gear to throw a flashbang grenade into the middle of this and disorient these guys so I can get them off Chip.
Okay.
Or get them off Rake.
Sure. Let me take a quick look at how they read those things. S-harm. Okay. Let's have you roll Mix It Up.
10.
Perfect. 10. So you will whip that over. Rake, you'll hear through your comms, essentially, Ringo say to cover your eyes as this flashbang goes off and disorients the assassins that are right by you. What do you want to do, Rake?
Okay, I'll I'll beat a hasty retreat to join the others.
Okay, roll act under pressure.
Yep, it's cool, right?
Yeah. All right. So you get over there, but you're going to get hit again. Essentially, as you go past one of them, and you're going to take another slice and take another level of harm since you did that. Actually, 2 harm, I'm sorry, because the weapons are 2 harm.
Oh, Jesus.
I can't use an intel to help him on this killer.
No, we've already done that.
No, I didn't really see it.
So you've got 3 plus 3. So what is it you drop, Rake?
What is it I drop?
Actually, I'm sorry, that's a 4. Because you rolled 3 plus 4 harm you've taken, right?
Yeah.
Okay, choose. You're out of action. You take an additional harm. You lose a piece of cyberware until you can get it repaired, or you lose a body part.
I'm out of action? What does that mean?
Unconscious, trapped, incoherent, or panicked.
Oh, out of action. I got you. What is it again? I lose a out of action. I lose a body part.
Out of action, take an additional harm, so you take a 5th harm. Lose a piece of cyberware until you can get it repaired, or lose a body part.
All right. So my data storage neural interface got knocked ajar, and I'm
essentially as he comes by, he hits you, sort of pats you on the back of the neck, and you hear that fritz as it probably saves you. Essentially, he was going to cut your head off, but that neural interface sort of stops it. It fritzes out, but it keeps him from decapitating you as you go staggering forward over where the group is. Fabian, can I please have you roll act under pressure as this gang assaults you?
I can try and help cover him if he needs.
Yes, and can I use the? Let's see. Yeah, the nurse let me go +1 forward with that.
Yep, roll.
Yep. Did that go through?
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. So you're fine. You are
10.
rushing past. Do you want to book it out of here?
That's my plan. Oh,
Actually, what I'm going to do is the whole Western kind of buying, all in, diving into the pit.
Then I'll come back to you. All right.
Yep.
It looks like Ringo is going to stand his ground. What are you doing, Trace? Do you want to get out of here?
Well, if Ringo looks like he's going to stand his...
Everyone else here can get away. Everyone else is with you. You can run right now.
Go.
Can I go?
Okay. So you can get those doors open. Head on in. You've got this with you. Chip, I assume you are also getting your shot, but getting out of here alive?
I am certainly holding onto this coffin and getting the F out of here.
Rake,
But I'm getting great footage of everything.
Oh, yeah. Rake, are you getting out of here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What about you, Xavier?
I will cover Ringo as long
as you can.
As long as I can. Try
Okay.
and be there and try and help him out.
Ringo, they've run for those doors. They're gonna get out of here. You are in here with this gang of League of Assassins people. What do you want to do?
Quote Rorschach. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me, and start taking him out.
Okay. So, do we want to do that? Do you think you get away, or is this a montage of you holding them off before the rest of them come down here and things go crazy? What is this, a glorious death?
This is a glorious death.
All right. So describe to me what that looks like, because more of these assassins will come pouring down here.
So, essentially, as this all hits the fan, Everyone else except Xavier has booked it out. Xavier's kind of got the high ledge and is kind of like picking him off. I kind of look up at him. I nod to him. Then I take my coat off, kind of like shrug it off, cock my neck, and start spinning the gun barrel and just like they're running into the bullets and falling, and then they're having to crawl over the bodies of the people as it keeps coming. I reload on the fly, just kind of like keep going until finally the overwhelming mass it comes in. It's like one shiv, two shivs, and fades to black.
Yeah. So, Xavier, you have to fall back into the elevator
Yes.
as you see him go down.
And I'm going, what the fuck was that?
And you guys will go up the elevator, get out to the emergency access that Scott mapped out before, and you can get to the meetup point. Essentially, there is a VTOL flying craft hovering outside the arcology. You can grab one of these gondolas and get over to that.
Okay.
And you will arrive on the scene. You can get up there. They'll have a med tech on you immediately, Ben.
Okay.
Essentially, and they will do the med packs on you and stuff. And Carl, it's time for you to roll to get paid.
So that's +4.
I don't know. I might let someone with an aura of professionalism try.
That's fine. Is that
Either one of you can roll, but you're rolling with +4.
what is aura professional? That's
That's
good.
when you get
For
the
the
job
clocks.
and try to get paid. Choose one extra option.
Hey, I go to the guy with the man who knows what he's doing. I believe him.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's what I'm here for.
Roll with a +4.
All right, so that is a 2d6 plus 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big bucks, no whammies.
That's an 8. Anybody have intel?
I have 1 intel.
You want to spend that on that?
Yeah. Well, I will.
Okay. And then if somebody wants to help him, Carl spent the intel, so one of you guys.
Well, then I'll help. Does anybody have intel? Because I can help him. I got 2.
I have 1.
Okay.
okay.
I got a gear. I don't know. That probably doesn't help.
Can't use gear.
So if you got 1 intel, you use that, and then I'll use my links with him.
Intel also resets game to game, or
No,
Yes.
you have to go and get it. Yeah.
So Scott, you have intel.
I have 1 links. I don't have any intel.
Oh, okay. So, well, I've got. Okay, we need 2. So you roll the links. If I've got the, because I can't. If I do the intel, I can't use the links.
Well, I want to divvy this out among people to make it more interesting, if I can. So let's start with Carl with Scott rolling.
Okay.
who's making the base roll again?
7. He gets it.
7. Matt is making the base roll.
Hmm.
Okay, so that goes to a 9. And Carl, do you spend your intel?
I spend the intel.
All right. That means you get 4 choices with Matt's bonus from the getting paid.
Okay. Well, Matt, you choose it first.
All right, so let's see where it's getting paid. Getting paid, so choose.
Oh, everybody gets to mark 2 more XP.
Ooh,
All right, well, we got to go the employer is identifiable.
Okay.
We already knew that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping there's another layer to that.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, yeah. If you take that, I'll give you something. What else?
We're gonna pass these around,
It's your roles. You tell me what you're doing.
and this is the last session too. So if you want to pick other ones that are fun, I'm open to that. If not, then it's not a setup or an ambush.
Okay.
We are paid in full,
Okay.
and the meeting doesn't attract the attention of anyone outside of any outside parties.
Perfect.
Who gives a shit about experience?
Loki, she will look and she'll say, "You lost one."
Uh,
I don't know if
Yeah.
I'd say he was lost. He had so many likes, upvotes, and shares.
I think it was a plan.
He sacrificed himself so that we may escape.
No,
That hat was
no,
so
that was
to me,
not.
That's the spin we should put on it.
She says, "Don't worry. He will make a fine Einherjar."
I don't know what
What is that? What is that?
So, let's open this box, shall we?
I've been waiting to do that, and we're going live in 3.
No, you don't. And
Wait, what?
you'll feel that camera wink out.
Ooh.
What are you doing?
Would you like me to show you what's in the box and tell you what it
What's
means?
in the box?
What's in the box?
I think we're gonna go with the box.
And she will walk over to where it is, and she will run her hand along it. You can, Ben, Scott, you can feel some security getting deactivated there. And she will open it up, and she will pull out this box. It's got these weird, like, it's silvery, and it's got these weird wires and like shapes and things on it. And as she picks it up, you'll start hearing a ticking, like a tick, 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 like it's calculating something.
Looks very Kirby-esque.
And she says, the Savage Pharma and International Mobiliari and others have been holding your world in thrall for some time. A virus, the Bergeron virus, as they called it, a nano-tailored virus that eliminated, how should I put this, genetic forms outside the norm. Anyone with what you might call superpowers, mutations, anything like that. Those abnormalities, descendants of people who came from other dimensions. The virus destroyed or recoded them, depending on where they were. Are you following me so far?
Yes. So, what does the box do then?
This is a mother box. It's going to change that virus back. It's going to reverse everything that virus has done. You are going to go home, and when you wake up tomorrow, it's going to be an entirely new world. And who knows what powers the 4 of you will have when that is done.
Will I still have my likes, shares, and follows?
Even more.
Ooh. Now you're talking my language.
And she will say, quadruple it, was it? That was we agreed on, right? For the pay?
You know what?
Yes.
I'm good with
I can't
what you
hear
say.
you.
I'm good with what you say.
All right. She says, I will make sure that your names are erased from Immobiliare, Savage Pharma, Weyland Yutani, Skynet, Omni, all of them. They will not know who you are. You can start fresh if you want. Choose a whole new life. It's entirely up to you. Does that seem like a fair trade for having saved the world?
Sounds good to me.
I'm satisfied with the parameters of this deal.
Well then, where should I drop you?
Oh, I know exactly. As it fades to black.
All right. Does that seem good, guys?
Yes.
Very calm.
I assume that you were setting up our next.
Well, yeah, you guys said you kind of wanted that, so that seemed like the logical way
no,
to do it.
That's
I'm glad you thought it was the Cosmic Cube, though, because
I thought it was. Actually, I thought Mr. Miracle was going to be in the coffin.
Oh, well, that was my other sort of thought there. But I like the mother box. It's a great callback, and we got the callback to the first game with the mission, and we got Talia in there, so it was all good.
Personally,
never
I
be
thought
back.
it was going to be the crown that was given to Scott's character in the last game.
Oh yeah,
The crown of Asgard.
I sort of thought it might be that too, but
that's interesting. Or the serpent crown. We also had that rolling around before.
Did we?
There's a lot of cool stuff.
We got a whole other world built up at this point.
Yeah.
Now I tell you, yeah, we'll definitely have to do the microscope on what actually happened.
I think it's so awesome, though, the way it worked out, that doing the same world with different systems to get different perspectives on it.
That is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. It was fun. I'm glad you guys. I want to thank you again for willing to go along with this experiment. It's a very different system than.
It's a good system. I mean, if you're doing this type of stuff,
yeah. If what you want is kind of dark and brutal, it works. And I will say, I thought you guys in these last 3 sessions really stepped up your game. You went, okay, if we're going to do this, we've got to back each other up. We got to play it smart. We got to be careful. We got to use our traits, and I thought that was really good.
Well, I started realizing, literally, I was like, when we're going to get crushed. I mean, this is not, we can blow off and do this and work it out and everything. You really need to do what you do well and stack up all your advantages.
and it helps. The more that you play, the more links that you develop.
Yeah.
The more that you can easily help people do things.
Yeah.
And that +1 is a huge bonus in a 2-6.
Oh yeah, my
Yeah.
fast talk is basically +4 now.
Yeah, which is super nice.
Now, here's a question then.
Uh-huh.
If you develop the link to level 3, you lose it.
Level 4.
Oh, level 4.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes that very unattractive.
Yeah, well, so the gamer is you want to run those up to level 3, and eventually you're going to have to choose one that you kind of deepen your relationship and kind of reset that. But that would take a while.
You get to pick who you link with, so you can
Yeah.
put off that as long as.
Yeah, I mean it's
That's 12 missions before you'd have to make that choice.
Right. Yeah. Although I enjoyed playing the links, as this is a seminal moment I remember in the game. So I created a link with that person.
Yeah.
And that was interesting to me. So even though it wasn't necessarily
No, it was good. It
best
was good.
choice.
I
Well,
enjoyed
Chip,
running
I
hard.
put almost all my
cyberpunk.
links with Ringo because I thought he'd be easy to play.
see, I put 2 into Chip, and I was doing that because I was going to fucking hammer him with a -2 the next time he screwed himself too much. I was like, yeah, that's actually not the way it works.
It's also kind of interesting how kind of freeform the system is. It's pretty like a lot of the mechanistic parts are kind of left out to let more freedom of kind of what's happening and just really a lot more creativity. And
That's the build for all of these Apocalypse World games. The GM doesn't roll. They get GM moves. So essentially, when you go to do something, if it's 7 to 9, then we do some negotiation in the fiction, and if you roll a 6 or less, that's when I get to do stuff.
So if Ringo, if we played out that last battle, Ringo would be shooting, and then that would be it. I mean, they would not shoot back. So to
Ringo
speak.
would be shooting when he
Right,
So
when he
here's what it would
misses.
be: is he would miss. If he missed, he would, which he probably wouldn't. He would be in trouble. But he also might roll a 7 to 9, in which case we might be dealing some harm to him. I'd also be making him roll consistently roll act under pressure because of that at the same time. So there are some tools in my toolbox, but really that last scene in some ways is about what Fabian wants to have happen to his character at that point, which I liked.
Yeah.
It seems like the Power by the Apocalypse games are geared towards that, right? Like I think both this game and the wrestling game I've played in have stuff where you can just take as an advance. Okay, my character is finished.
Yeah. Yeah, your character changes to something else. You get a new character, that kind of thing. It's very much about that story when you kind of find that endpoint. And there are a lot of these games that do very, very different, interesting things. The best of them, like this game, have a very strong story feel. Like it wants to do a really gritty cyberpunk game where you're doing missions. That's what this game does. It doesn't do much else, but it does that really well.
So, did you have any? I mean, and you could keep this under your hat if you want to. Did you have anything planned for LexCorp, or were you just looking at to see whose legwork clock got, or whose clock got up highest?
Oh, there were a bunch of missions you guys didn't pick. So
Well, I mean, I figured that LexCorp was going to be the main plot or something. I mean, I just assumed that since it was you.
No, it was whatever you guys wanted to do. I leaned into what you guys came up with.
I would tell you, I love having all of these. Again, knowing these guys and everything like that, knowing the stuff, and having the corporations as they were. I thought it was great.
That's a really neat mechanic, and I think that idea of clocks and factions is adaptable to other games really easily.
Oh yeah, you could. I mean, say the same thing with Blades in the Dark, where you have the other gangs and stuff that you have they're essentially the same as the clock, but it's plus or minus, faction.
Yeah.
With them that your actions sort of affect as the game goes on.
Yeah. I like it because it's public information. At first I was like, I don't know if I want to put that out in front of you, but I was like, no, it's really cool because it is, especially with these little displays where they get more red as you go along.
Yeah.
And the funny is, different players, I think, will have different views of it. Like, some jerk-offs want to run up all the clocks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine who would do that.
Who would that be?
I will say getting wounded is freaking brutal in this game.
Yeah. I think more than a lot of other cyberpunk games, you just do not want to get... If you're not a combat person, you do not want to get hit.
It's like it's like
you're not a combat
paranoia,
person,
the
you basically
RPG
don't wanna
brutal.
do
Like
combat.
the computer is your friend. Please roll up another character.
Yeah.
Well, by the end there, with all my cyberware and all my XP buys, and my hard, and I'd upped my meat, I was subtracting 6 from any harm roll.
Oh, yeah. He is brutal.
Yeah, I think there's a lot, like, we talk about like how you take damage, right? There's a lot of choices that are fun in this game.
Yeah.
Like, you can choose to take just like losing an organ or whatever, like I did. But at the point of money we were at now you're constrained in that choice because you're going to lose an organ, but you're not going to be able to afford a cyber replacement anytime soon. And that drives your character in weird, unique ways, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I've never felt resource poor in a game before this one, really. I mean, maybe at first level or something like that, where you kind of, but not really.
Right. This is a game about that resource management, and the creds really, whew.
And I was actually, man, I was pissed at you. Going, you fucker. I was like, that goddamn fucker.
I never bought a single piece of anything.
Yeah.
Like, period. I didn't buy anything. Like.
So what'd you spend your credits on then?
I didn't buy anything. Like, everything
of
was just too
That's
expensive.
too bad.
I don't think that was.
There's cool stuff.
I don't think
you
that was a
bought.
good part of the game. I think that was a poor part of the game.
No,
I also
other
don't
people were
like
buying stuff.
the you define your XP thing. I don't think that was a good mechanic in this game either.
See, I like
Well,
that.
I actually disagree, and I wish you had said something about that earlier, Ben, because we could have made changes to that.
I made 0 XP off that. I was just a negative experience for me.
And again, if
for
you brought that up earlier, we could have worked with that to fix that for you.
Yeah, I think I did the same thing though the first time I played Powered by the Apocalypse. I didn't realize how much you have to play towards what you've built for your advances. But when you do it, like, you get shit with, like, I felt like Chip, and it let me do what I wanted to do anyway. But it was
Well,
fun
it's
how
just not what
the rules
it's-
said
the problem
he
is
should
it's
go
not
ape
like-
shit.
It's when you're designing a system that's not like any other RPG. No other RPG that I've ever played does experience like that.
All
You don't
of
say,
the Powered by the
"Dude,
Apocalypse
I'll
games,
just give you
dozens and
X
dozens of them all do
time
this way.
experience." It just doesn't work that way. I mean,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
other game I've ever
Oh, well,
played.
it's something that's
It's his own
Uh,
subgenre.
new for someone that hasn't.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, you know, I didn't get I got 0 XP off that system, and it's a negative play experience for me. You
Well,
can't.
the thing is, I
can't
also
deny
feel
it.
And
like-
again, I will say, if you
This is
had
from
said
my
something earlier on,
Yeah.
we would have adapted
but I
that.
had
Now,
no
after
idea
you've had
how
a few
that worked,
sessions
so-
of seeing how the game worked,
Mm.
we would
It
have
was just
absolutely made
Just
that
saying,
change.
it's a negative play experience from my perspective. That's all. I didn't like
It
that
is.
part.
I understand that, but I also think you're to blame, at least in part, in
And
that.
totally, I'm totally to blame, but I don't like that. I don't
but
like the game.
but the next time you play one of these games, now that you know that, I think it's a lot of fun when everyone's got all these mechanical impetuses behind their behavior that are kind of creating tensions within the group.
It's not what it
Well,
did,
well,
though.
and
I mean,
let me tell you another interesting one. There's
I
another
think it did. I
variation that
for
happens.
you, it did that. It didn't do that for
Yeah.
me at all.
I would say there's another variation actually in Dungeon World that's kind of interesting, where they flip this around, where they have things called flags that are when another player kind of pushes you to do X, like if I'm a wise man and you get me to pontificate about some piece of ancient lore, then you can get a piece of XP. That there are things that if you want to play and other people can help you play off of, that there's some teamwork stuff in that one. It functions a little bit differently. That's kind of an interesting way to drive some of the play.
Yeah, I think what I've seen from playing 2 of these games now is that the mechanics are more about making you do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You have to come into the game with, okay, I have a handful of things in my head that I want to do that I think conform with the rules for how I move my guy forward.
And I think.
Well, but the thing is not all of those incentives are created equal. Like just being angry and getting mad or saving people, that's one thing. But when one of your things is, hey, I have to uncover something about this particular company, that's dependent on the scenario, that's dependent on the GM, that's dependent on the situation, and what other things that are happening. Some things are much, much, much easier to trigger than others.
But I think that part of the way this
Absolutely.
game works is it's
Absolutely.
about you creating narrative moments. Like for me, for instance, like with Vision Thing, this whole game I was trying
It's not.
to
I mean, that
creating
is
a
true
bond
for
with
the
Cherry.
simple ones. Like, hey, I just go attack something. Hey, I just go save something. Hey, I get angry at something. Those are easy to score XP, and if that's what the game rewards, that's what you should play, I guess. But I chose ones that weren't easy because I didn't know. I chose ones that I thought were thematic for my character, and they just were impossible to trigger. So, and I tried triggering them 3 or 4 times. It just didn't happen. So.
So I think you gotta be vocal about that in this game. You gotta be like, I am doing that. Like, I am doing.
Well,
this
you had
to-
simple ones. I just get angry. I get mad. I rip people up. I cause murderous moments. I mean, that's not that hard to trigger, and that's the way you got to play them, I guess.
I think that's a fair assessment. It clearly did not fit with your style, Ben. So that's a fair assessment.
And I think an interesting variation would be, and I can't remember which one of the game was, but if when you triggered one of those things, you would have the option of taking experience or giving an experience to one of the other players.
Oh yeah. Yeah, what one was that? I can't remember.
And there was
World
one
Wide
where
Wrestling,
you
that
got
was a-
experience and you picked another person that got experience.
That was Numenera.
Yeah.
Yeah, Numenera has that thing, which is an interesting mechanic. Well, listen, guys.
That way, if you did screw someone over, you could at least give them a consolation
Yeah,
experience.
that's a good thing. The only problem I don't like about Numenera, of course, is that XP is a resource, so that always bugs me. But
Yeah, I didn't like the you can either basically spend your experience and get better, or spend it during the game.
Well, I thought Matt was.
I kind
Matt-
of liked it because like my character was a worm, And I actually didn't like him getting good at doing stuff because that wasn't how I envisioned the character. So having him just be able to be awesome in situations without like making him tough.
And it's
was
also,
cool.
I mean, in a longer term game, then
Yeah, that changes the dynamics.
But a short term game, then you're like, well, I might want to spend it just to get it done.
Hey, I am going to have to take off here, guys. I want to thank you again for playing this. I appreciate the feedback, and I appreciate you playing through with me to these 10 sessions. And we'll talk with you guys again later. Matt, I'll talk to you, of course, in October for Worldwide Wrestling.
It was great, Lowell.
Yeah,
I
good
thought it was great.
Thank you, Lowell.
Good time.
So,
Cool,
well,
yeah.
quick question for
Overall,
wrestling.
very good.
Yeah.
I
Take
want to
care,
make sure
guys.
this doesn't interfere with the schedule.
See you, Ben.
I have Jet season tickets, so probably if we're playing 4 weeks, 2 of those I'll have games.
Okay.
Games start around 1, so I gotta leave around probably 12:15, 12:30. Does that work with the game timing?
Generally, we wrap at 12:45 because I want to wrap it a quarter till. So what we'll do is remind me on those days, and we'll make sure that we get your events in early.
All right, cool.
Okay? Yeah, we can certainly work around that. Scott, you still there?
Yep, still here.
Have a good flight. Have a good trip, okay?
I hope so. Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, yeah. You'll be the first nuked if anything goes wrong, so don't worry.
That's right.
Hey, we were there, and it wasn't a big problem. It was no big deal. It's going over.
Dodging the missiles.
All right, I'll talk to y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Later,
Bye.
dude. This